everyone, welcome to the weekly update. You're going to notice a few changes when you walk in the front door, the first of which is that the 740-gallon tank is gone as we sold it. What is temporarily replacing it are all the tanks we're trying to get from our distributors right now. Because tank prices are going to increase very soon, we're trying to get as much glass as we possibly can to keep the price down and at the old prices. So if you've been paying any attention to Facebook, you will definitely know that as we're getting new tanks in, Kat and I are trying to put out videos to show you what we've got and at the old prices. So if you are in the market to upgrade your tank right now, it is the best time. Even if all you do is buy the tank and stick it in the garage for a few months until you're ready to actually set it up, you'll get the best price right now. We got two 210s in this week. We got 5 90-gallon tanks, which we haven't been able to get 90s in about a month. And we got some 75s. So if any of this is anywhere close, or 150s and 180s, I've got them right now and I've got them at the old prices. Now I'm going to turn your attention to this side of things because the pond is coming along. So all our efforts to reseal it seem to be working, and we are getting very, very close to actually doing something with it. So I'm going to make this the last call. What do you want to see? Do you want saltwater or do you want freshwater? Engage us a little bit, and in the next week or two, we're going to kind of make that decision and try to get something cool going for you when you come in. So all of that is just the stuff to get out the way before the fish, and here come the fish.
Hi guys, it's Kevin. I feel like the kid that asked for something for Christmas 3 years ago and finally got his Christmas list. I got my beta system. We have an awesome looking beta rack to showcase our betas and carry more betas now than ever before, and we're actually going to be getting an additional one to go along with it in the next month or so. In the meantime, let's show you some of the highlights of what I got in this week. We got in some really nice looking pseudotropheus ACIs. These are probably the best looking African cichlids out of what I got in this week, but I did get in quite a few other types as well. Awesome looking for color, really active, good Mabuna cichlids. I got in some awesome looking Gelida chromis. These guys are Lake Tanganyikan cichlids. I got in about 2 to 3 different sizes of these guys. Some really good size ones for a change. Normally in the trade you only see tiny ones. Probably the most striking out of the betas that we got in this week are these Galaxy Koi PLAKAT betas that I got in. They look incredible. I lucked out and scored some beautiful looking, probably the best looking rams I've seen in a long time. These are longfin rams in a couple different colors, but the electric blue is just stunning. Probably the best looking live bears I got in this week are definitely some of these extra fancy guppies that I got in. I got in some champagne jam and 2 different color varieties of the Dumbo guppies. They are adorable. We got in some awesome looking fireball lobsters. These guys are really cool. They're like a variegated blend between a tangerine and a white ghost. Cool looking crustaceans, omnivorous and might eat your fish if you're not careful. If you're looking for something good, durable and hardy, a good schooler, awesome starter fish, you'd be looking for brilliant RASBORAs this week. They've got a neon green stripe through the body and a bright red tail. They kind of remind me somewhat of a roseline shark in their appearance. They usually top out about 2.5 inches maximum size. Really awesome community fish, excellent for starting out a new tank. If you're looking for NERITE snails, I got in some really attractive red racer NERITEs. Got a lot of different color variables in there. They look incredible. NERITEs are more prized for planted tanks as they generally don't eat the plants as bad as your mystery snails or other types of snails that you might use. They also need to be in brackish water in order to reproduce. One unusual oddball I got in this week that I'm excited about, I got in a zebra knife. The zebra knives are one of the smaller of the knife fish. In the wild, they're distributed throughout Venezuela, throughout Brazil. They are a nocturnal predator, so they're not going to be very active during the day. They love bloodworms and little meaty foods like that. They generally do not exceed 10 inches in length. We got in a couple clown knocks this week. This particular one is the largest that came in. Really striking oddball fish, but an apex predator. Make sure that you choose techniques wisely because these fish can get up to 3 feet in length, max size. They actually have become somewhat of an invasive species in some parts of Florida, actually. We got in some 4-line PICTUS cats. These guys get larger than their spotted counterparts. These guys have been known to get up to about 1 foot long in captivity. When they get that big, their whiskers are actually longer than their body in most cases. In the wild, they're kind of distributed throughout South America and Central America as well. This is one type of rainbow fish I haven't had in a while. These are the GOYDER river rainbows. They came in looking just stellar. We also did get in some turquoise and Bosemani rainbows as well. One of my personal favorite oddballs is the true leaf fish. He's trying to look like a dead leaf until something swims by that he might want to eat. If you look closely, you'll see how far back his mouth actually hinges behind his eye. He's like a swimming Pac-Man, if you will. They do prefer live food and generally will not take to dried or prepared food. Best looking goldfish I got in this week are these little red cap ORANDAs I got in. The name kind of says it all in the description of the fish, but this has always been one of my personal favorites.
Alright guys, hi, it's Reagan with Fishy Business. I'm here to show you my saltwater fish that I got in this week, but before I do, I wanted to point out this BioCube setup. So if you come to the back of the store where the saltwater and coral is, you'll notice that we always have a 32-gallon BioCube setup with water, rock, and everything running. That's because it is for sale. We want to have the setup for you with already cycled water so you don't have to go through that process at home. With this setup, you get the tank, the stand, you get all of the water, you get the sand, and you get the rock for $1,200. Why is it a little bit higher than normal? Because we've added fish to it. We have a pair of clownfish in the tank, as well as an awesome dragon sleeper goby right there in the front. So those guys are sand sifters. And if you notice, when you cycle a tank, it kind of goes through a not so pretty phase with some algae and detritus. So I stuck him in there now that it's cycled so that he can clean the sand, as he's doing right now. He sifts it through his gills, and so he'll make the sand really pretty. I also added a nice small 6-line wrasse in there. All of these fish can live forever in this BioCube. It's a great way to dip your toe into saltwater. If saltwater's new and you've been a little, iffy about trying it, this is already fantastic, already cycled. You can take home everything today for only $1,200. So, if you have any more questions about that, please come in and ask us. But now, let's go take a look at some of the new fish that I got in for you guys this week. Alright you guys, now I know I pointed out my awesome little friend here last week. Well, he's not so little, he's big. But I'm going to do it again. I am just so in love with this fish. This is the orange spot rabbitfish, also known as the yellow blotch rabbitfish. Now, all rabbitfish, again, are going to be venomous. Those sharp spines on the top and on the bottom do contain venom, so just be careful. But look at this guy. And again, he does only have that one eye. You can see right there, that one has some trauma to it. But he has lived his entire life that way, so he can absolutely eat and swim around the tank totally fine. Orange spot rabbitfish in general, though, are going to be extremely peaceful. These guys are not aggressive in any way. They will always hang out by themselves. They are great fish. Do better in a fish-only aquarium, as sometimes they have been known to go after your coral. So if you don't want those guys to eat an expensive coral snack, I would put them in a fish-only tank. And these guys, because of the way their mouth is shaped and the way their teeth are, they can eat your inverts as well. This guy right here, though, loves crab clusters, eating the meat out of the crabs. He also is a big fan of clams on the half shell as well, with his cute little boopy nose. Hello, little boopy nose. Orange spot rabbitfish are omnivores. They love the meaty foods, like I said, clams on the half shell, crab clusters, but these guys also need seaweed as a part of their diet like your tangs. And this guy will absolutely just vacuum up an entire sheet of seaweed. I give him 1 to 2 sheets of seaweed a day, which is perfect for him. But if you've got a big tank and it's fish only, he would be the perfect addition. So gorgeous.
Yeah, they got you. Okay.
Alright guys, so I know I've pointed out this beautiful fish before, but I'm going to do it again because he is still here. This is the checkerboard wrasse. So this type of wrasse is actually a Halicoaris wrasse, and that's my favorite type of wrasse from that family. They make exceptional fish for reef tanks as well as fish only. This guy, being a checkerboard wrasse, is a larger bodied wrasse. This guy can reach sizes of about 11 inches, so almost a foot long. They do need to be the only wrasse in the tank as they do not play well with other wrasses. But other than that, this guy's really not going to bother much of anyone. He's a carnivore, meaty foods. This guy also really likes clams on the half shell as well. He would do best, like I said, in a fish only because he is an invert eater. He's going to eat your crabs, snails, and your shrimp. Did you guys see that cute little yawn? This one is absolutely stunning. It's a great size, great weight, and exceptional checkerboard wrasse.
Reagan, what you doing?
I got a fishy.
What'd you get?
He's an orange toadfish, and I love him. Look at it.
Oh, he's pretty cool.
He's big too.
How big do you think he is?
I'd say 6 inches, 5 or 6 inches.
He's neat. Is he for sale now?
He is for sale.
Yay.
We get cool things on trade-ins. Alright guys, so I know Kevin points out a lot of his trade-ins for freshwater, and I don't get that many, but I am going to point out this guy to you because he did walk in through the door. This is an orange toadfish. Now, he doesn't look super orange right now. He's also acclimating to a new system and things like that, but also within your orange toadfish, some are going to be more orange than others, but you are always going to have a little bit of orange in there. These toadfish are bottom-dwelling predators. These guys don't have a swim bladder, so they're going to find a little cave that they like, hang out. They really aren't going to move all that much, but they will eat anything that fits in their mouths, kind of like a grouper. Invert, small fish, things like that. So he is a carnivore, meaty foods for him. LRS chunky, silver sides, monster mix, even live foods such as like rosy reds would be a great diet choice for him. Your orange toadfish can actually get a decent size. These guys typically max out at about 12 inches, so a foot in length. So even though they don't move around a whole lot, they still need a good size tank, around 90 to 100 gallons, to make sure that we can compensate for the bioload that this guy's going to produce. Alright guys, so this is a beautiful colored Niger trigger or red tooth trigger. This one already has awesome streamers on his tail. Now, triggerfish in general are going to be more aggressive, and they do better in a fish-only tank as they will eat your inverts, crab, snails, and shrimp. Now, Niger triggers, they're kind of weird because I've had Niger triggers that have been super mean and the most aggressive fish in the tank, but I've also had Niger triggers that are actually pretty peaceful. So the Niger triggers, personally for me, could go either way because I've seen both and I've kept both. Niger triggers, though, you're not going to find anything else that has that really nice purple color like they do. These guys are also going to get pretty big. They max out at around a foot in length, so about 12 inches, so a big tank for this guy for sure. And like I always say about the triggers, their teeth are ever growing. So they're going to need to eat food like clams on the half shell to help wear down their teeth. But overall, the Niger trigger, especially this specimen right here, is an absolutely impeccable fish. All right, so these little dudes right here, and girl, the big one in the front, this is actually a designer OCELLARUS clown trio. So these three are OCELLARUS clowns, and they have actually formed a trio. So these three are getting along. This is pretty rare to see three that have kind of formed their own little group and that are getting along. Clownfish in general are going to be your saltwater starter fish. They are super easy. They come in a variety of different colors and patterns and things like that. But this is a good trio, and they're all designers, which means they're all fancy versions of your normal OCELLARUS clown. Also in this tank is one of my favorite fish. It is a neon DOTTYBACK. You guys know I have a soft spot for DOTTYBACKs. I love them very much. This neon Guy is going to hide right now, but I'll point out a couple facts about them. So they are yellow and they have that nice purple dorsal fin onto the tail as well. Neon dottybacks are super easy to take care of. They are a super, super hardy fish. They can be aggressive. Dottybacks in general are more of an aggressive fish. So make sure we house them with other fish that are going to be able to hold their own. They only get about 4 inches in size, so they don't get all that big, so they can even fit in small tanks such as biocubes. They are carnivores and they are reef compatible. They are not going to mess with inverts and they are not going to mess with your coral either. They're a great little fish that adds some activity and color to your tank, as well as these beautiful OCELLARUS clown trio.
Okay, so that's it for this week as far as a weekly update. A couple more last minute things I wanted to tell you. Kat and I have some giveaways we're going to do through YouTube this month, I think, and October. So I want you to pay attention to those. Thank you for all the subscribers. We hit 5,000 subscribers. I know some people have 5 million and some people have 50 million, but we're happy with the 5,000 that we have. So here's to 5,001. Have a great week. God bless. We'll see you back here next week. I want you to watch for a couple giveaways that Kat and I are going to be doing this month and next month. More about that in the next weekly update. Right now, focus on all the freaking glass that we have. Maybe you laughed, so.